In a recent video, I shared with you how I bought this Crown Victoria Police Interceptor at a state auction. And in that video, I also shared some of the cool features that turn a regular Crown Victoria into a Police Interceptor. Well, this car's been my daily driver for the past 2 weeks, and in that time I've discovered quite a few things that make this car so special. But also in that same time frame, I've learned quite a few things that make this car so lousy as well. Let's start with the seats. First, they're low. You almost plop into them. They're flat and wide too, and have none of the bolstering and support that you find in other vehicles. They have an extremely long bottom cushion that's several inches longer than other seats. The padding is relatively soft, and it's generally not a very comfortable place to sit. In fact, I can only think of a few other seats that are only slightly less comfortable than these. I think what's most ironic about the seats in this Police Interceptor is that they're so poorly designed, but they're intended for the folks that spend the majority of their day sitting in them. These cars come with a full-size spare tire, and it's been typical for over 50 years now to integrate that spare tire into the tire rotation procedure. But after installing the spare tire, you'll soon discover that the tire pressure monitor sensor in the spare isn't programmed to the driver door module. This results in the tire pressure dash light flashing for 70 seconds and then staying illuminated. Now, there's a procedure for training the TPMS to the module. However, it requires a $50 tool that you have to buy from Ford. I'm going to call this one packaging. Ford built the Crown Victoria on what's called the Panther platform. And this is an old style body-on-frame design that dates back to 1979. Which is the time when the Doobie Brothers, Chicago Kiss, and Kool and the Gang, they were still making music. But even back in 1979, the old body-on-frame concept was being phased out and transitioning over to unibody. In fact, there were American manufacturers going all the way back to the 1940s and 50s that were designing and building unibody cars. Ford, in fact, built a 1958 Lincoln on a unibody, so they already had the knowledge and expertise on how to do it. Regardless, Ford held on to the Panther platform all the way through 2011, a whopping 32 years, which has to be some kind of record. Yeah, Ford made improvements to the suspension and rigidity, but you just can't solve all the inherent problems of a body-on-frame design. As an example, the Toyota Camry, which is 2 feet shorter than this car, has more interior front seat legroom. So you have a rear-wheel drive car that makes gobs of torque at a low RPM, you have a 250 horsepower V8, you have electronic drive-by-wire, you have a smaller torque converter, and you have a 327 rear gear ratio. This all adds up to this car being a slingshot off the line. It doesn't have traction control, and it comes standard with an open rear differential. Anyone stuck in the mud, sand, or snow, or even driving on a wet road, knows that only one wheel gets power and will spin. What's odd is that these cars were built to perform in all types of weather and in every environment. Why in the world wouldn't these cars come with a limited slip differential? When new in 2008, this Police Interceptor had an MSRP of $25,700. These cars could be optioned with full wheel covers, street appearance package, ballistic protection, and a whole bunch of other options, all of which just increased that base price. But what you didn't get for the base price of $25,700 were any electronic driver aids. I'm not talking about features like park assist or lanes change warning or 360-degree cameras. What I'm talking about are the basics that you would find in any other vehicle in 2008. How about cruise control? No. Stability control? Not in this one. Well, there must be traction control, right? No, wrong again. This car has 0 electronic driver aids. So there you have it. They're my top 5 pet peeves of owning a Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Does any of this mean that I don't like this car? Far from it. This is my most favorite car to drive. Every time I get behind the wheel, I have a big smile on my face. But with any car, as you know, the more time you spend with it, the more you discover things that you like and dislike about it. And I'm also excited in the next video to share with you some of the great things that make this car so wonderful as well. But in the meantime, take a moment, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about these pet peeves and what you like and dislike about it as well. And as always, thanks for watching.